What's up, All Eyes DB Camp fans? Well, if you're a defensive back, you love interceptions. And if you love interceptions, you're going to love this video today because we're talking about the top 10 BallHawks in DB history on DB Tip Clips. Well, there's nothing greater than getting an interception as a defensive back, and today we're going to celebrate the greatest of all time at snagging interceptions in NFL history. But before we do that, this is your first time here, or you've been coming for a while and you've neglected to do this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well as the bell so you don't miss out on another great DB video like this one. Also, if you're looking to become one of the elite defensive backs that are future BallHawks, you got to get yourself a copy of 101 DB Tips. It's one of the best DB reference guides out there you'll ever get. Everything you'd wanted to know on man coverage, covering in the slot, zone coverage, playing safety, training in the offseason, studying film. Everything you need to be an elite defensive back can be found right there in 101 DB Tips, available both as an ebook as well as soft cover. We've got you covered on both of those. Hit the link down in the description and grab your copy today. It's an absolute must if you are a defensive back, trained defensive backs, or coach defensive backs. All right, let's jump into this thing. Getting interceptions at a high rate as a defensive back comes from having sound technique, credible work ethic, a high IQ, and let's face it, God-given ability. The men that we're going to talk about today are not only physically gifted, but known as students of the game. They put their time in figuring out what the offense was trying to do to them. If you want to play like the ballers on this list, take some time to get to know them and study what made them good at what they do. Now, on to the top 10 list. Starting off at number 10, Asante Samuel. Often maligned for his play on the field, and nowadays more known for his social media battles, Asante Samuel can't be denied as a BallHawk. Samuel is one of only 5 on the list to have a double-digit interception season with 10 in 2006 and is second on the list with an average of 4.6 interceptions per season during his career. In his 11 seasons in the NFL, Samuel posted a pick 6 in 6 of those seasons. When it came to jumping routes, Samuel had few equals. He was a 4-time Pro Bowler and had 3 seasons in which he amassed over 100 yards in interception returns. Number 9, Ty Law. Ty Law's impact on the biggest stage, particularly in Super Bowls, cements his legacy as a BallHawk. The former New England Patriots cornerback intercepted 53 passes in his career, showcasing his ability to make game-changing plays. Law's knack for stepping up in crucial moments, exemplified by his pick 6 in Super Bowl 56, underscores his ball-hawking prowess on the grandest stage. Law did not just show up in Super Bowls. He also provided lockdown coverage against key opponents for Bill Belichick's rugged defenses in the early 2000s. Law twice led the league in interceptions, including 10 he had in 2005. Number 8, Everson Walls. Walls is easily the most underrated player on the list. Though he played for America's team during a time when they were always in the hunt for the Lombardi Trophy, Walls rarely gets mentioned as one of the greats at his position. When you consider his numbers and production, you have to ask yourself why. Walls came into the league as an undrafted rookie back when there were 12 rounds in the draft. Despite that, he grabbed 11 interceptions as a rookie and went to the Pro Bowl. Perhaps even more impressive than that was him following up his second season with 7 interceptions despite a player strike cutting the season in half. All told, Walls tallied up 57 interceptions in his career to time with greats like Blount for 13th all time. He's also one of only 5 players on the list to have a double-digit interception season. Number 7, Blount. Blount revolutionized the cornerback position with his physical style of play. The Pittsburgh Steelers legend was not only a shutdown corner, but also a BallHawk in every sense of the word. Blount's 57 career interceptions, including 2 returned for touchdowns, showcased his ability to create turnovers. His imposing presence in the secondary changed the way offenses approached passing against the Steelers during their dominant era in the 1970s. Typically, cornerbacks with Blount's style aren't known to be big interceptors. However, Blount was able to blend his beat-em-up style at corner with the poetic moves of a thief when the moments called for it. Two things typically happen to a wide receiver when they lined up across from Blount. They either didn't make it off the line of scrimmage or they watched him catch a ball intended for them. Blount set the tone for virtually every other cornerback appearing on this list. Number 6, Deion Sanders. Deion Primetime Sanders was not only a shutdown cornerback, but also a maestro when it came to intercepting passes. Sanders had a flair for the dramatic, and his interceptions often turned into electrifying returns. With 53 career interceptions, including 9 returned for touchdowns, Sanders showcased that he could not only lock down receivers, but also change the momentum of a game in an instant. Perhaps Sanders did not have the most interceptions in this group or the most pick sixes on the list, but no one pimped out interceptions more than Sanders. Perhaps he would have had more interceptions in his career if quarterbacks weren't so petrified to throw in his direction. The mere sight of Sanders high-stepping while staring at them was too much for quarterbacks during his era to bear. Number 5, Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott was known for his bone-crushing hits, but his prowess as a ball hawk should not be overlooked. The San Francisco 49ers and Los Angeles Raiders safety accumulated 63 interceptions during his career. Lott's physicality and football IQ allowed him to read plays effectively, making him a constant threat to opposing passing attacks. Lott's ability to create turnovers played a pivotal role in the success of the teams he played for. Since he was most known for his big hits at the safety position, few remember that Lott entered the NFL as a cornerback. In his first 5 seasons in San Francisco, Lott totaled 23 interceptions playing out on the island. In what was typical of the 49ers in those years, they made a genius move by turning him into a safety in year 6, which paid off immediately with a 10-interception season and an All-Pro bid. Lott's 63 interceptions timed for 8th all-time in the NFL, and he's the first player on this list to have a double-digit interception season in his career. Number 4, Darren Sharper. Sharper became infamous for very unfortunate reasons, but the truth of the matter is that you can't deny what he did on the football field as a defensive back. Sharper's 63 interceptions are tied for 8th all-time in NFL history. His 11 pick sixes are tied for 2nd in NFL history. Sharper also owns the NFL record for the most interception return yardage in a single season with 375 in 2009. The second-round pick from William and Mary College left the game in disgrace, but he was a true menace to offenses on Sundays while he was a player. Number 3, Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson's longevity in the NFL is a testament to his exceptional skill set. The former Green Bay Packers and Oakland Raiders cornerback/safety retired as one of the most decorated defensive backs in league history. Woodson's 65 interceptions, coupled with his uncanny ability to time his plays perfectly, showcase his enduring ball-hawking prowess. Even in the latter stages of his career, Woodson continued to make game-changing interceptions, solidifying his legacy as one of the greatest defensive backs of all time. Few players in NFL history had more ball production than Woodson, who added 33 forced fumbles and 18 fumbles recovered to his impressive interception total. Number 2, Rod Woodson. Rod Woodson's versatility as a defensive back was matched only by his exceptional ball-hawking skills. Woodson spent the majority of his career with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens, amassing an impressive 71 interceptions, the 3rd highest in NFL history. His ability to seamlessly transition from cornerback to safety and still maintain a high level of playmaking made him a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. Woodson holds the NFL record for the most pick sixes with 12 and accomplished the feat by returning his last interception 98 yards for a touchdown. And finally, number 1, Ed Reed. No list of ball hawk defensive backs is complete without the inclusion of Ed Reed. The former Baltimore Ravens safety is widely regarded as one of the greatest defensive players in NFL history. Reed's ability to read quarterbacks' eyes and make acrobatic interceptions set him apart. Over his illustrious career, Reed recorded an impressive 64 interceptions, with 9 of them returned for touchdowns. His playmaking prowess earned him numerous accolades, including the 2004 NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Not only did Reed catch interceptions, but he also had a knack for taking them to the house. Reed holds a record for the longest interception return for a touchdown in NFL history at 107 yards. He's also the only player in NFL history to have 2 100-plus yard interception returns for touchdowns. And that's it. That's my top 10 list of the all-time ball hawks in NFL history. Who do you think is the all-time greatest ball hawk in NFL history? Hit the comment section down below with your answers to those questions. And before you leave, Be sure to like the video and share the video, as well as subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on the next great DB video like this one. And as always, of course, don't miss out on your opportunity to take your game to the next level by picking up a copy of 101 DB Tips, as well as joining the All Eyes DB Camp members area, where I have over 200 plus videos on all type of things that you need to take your game to the top, including coverage, technique, workouts, and more. You owe it to yourself to be a member of the All Eyes DB Camp if you are trying to take your game to the top level. That goes for coaches as well as players, and even parents out there if you're trying to train your young tyke into being one of the next top 10 BallHawks in NFL history. That's it. My time is up. And until next time, All Eyes DB Camp. Consistency breeds results.